ResortLoop.com is sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Looking for love this Valentine's Day? Head over to Tea Traders Cafe at Disney Springs for a tea amore latte. You'll fall in love with the African loose leaf tea with notes of almond, vanilla, and mandarin orange blended with a creamy vanilla, great iced or hot. Feel like something a little more tropical? Try Joffrey's Tiki Mango. That's a delicious mango iced tea blended with passion fruit, pomegranate, and ginger syrup and topped with a little spiced rum and the splash of frozen lemonade, all at Tea Traders Cafe at Disney Springs.
This is Matthew Wallace calling from Main Street, USA at Walt Disney World, celebrating Walt's 112th birthday and my 53rd on the 5th of December. Tim, Bob, let's get this Resort Loop rolling.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the monorail station.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us once again. This is Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
This is ResortLoop.com. This is episode 296.
296.
I almost wanted to say 7, but it's 6. Let's not get into the future too far.
Sneaking up on 300, Tim.
And, it is sneaking up. Who'd have thought, first of all?
What kind of anniversary is that? 300th anniversary. What are you getting me?
Is that paper?
I think it's dust.
Dust? It's like dust in the wind, my friend. Before we ramble on too far, happy birthday.
Yes.
To our open giver today, Matthew Wallace.
Happy birthday.
A little late.
Well, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy President's Day. What else have we missed?
We'll follow that under the hashtag better late than never.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. And, happy birthday to him. How about that? Yes. Sharing a birthday with the big guy. Oh, my goodness.
Bob, have you recovered from the previous show?
I have, I've tried to black that all out. I don't even remember. Did we have a show on
There was a show.
Tuesday?
I remember just coming to and being all sweaty. I don't even know what happened.
I don't know what happened to that. We completely lost control. The wheels came off the train.
I know there was fantastic information in there, and there was a lot of fun had by all.
Oh, that was so much fun. Can't wait for the next DVC roundtable. Those,
absolutely.
I think are going to be very popular.
I think so. If you have any questions you'd like the roundtable to answer regarding DVC,
absolutely,
send them to either Tim or Bob at ResortLoop.com. Just throw the word letters DVC in the subject line, and we'll know to hold it for the roundtable shows.
Absolutely, we will get our experts on it.
That's right.
Since you and I are experts on virtually nothing.
Nothing. We are experts at rambling aimlessly.
We are, and we're about to do that, Tim.
We are. I love these shows.
Speaking of our 300th show.
Dun dun dun.
It got me to thinking of and the fact that Disneyland is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year. The whole year is a big celebration.
The motherland.
The motherland.
Yes.
Yes. It is. It's almost like walking on hallowed ground when you walk there.
It is.
It is very exciting and wonderful. It got me to thinking. Okay. We saw a lot of posts on the fact that Space Mountain had an anniversary not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe 40 years?
Wow.
40 years, Space Mountain.
That's incredible.
And that was floating around the internets a lot, all the social medias.
Plural, internets?
Absolutely. Well, there's got to be more than one, right?
I suppose so.
So, got me to thinking, a lot of people were complaining that there wasn't a big to-do about Disney World's, what was it, the 30th or 35th anniversary, something like that. There was
probably
no big
35th.
Celebration.
Yeah.
It would have been or maybe it was the 40th. I think it was the 40th anniversary. They didn't have a big to-do like they are with the 60th at Disneyland. Yet, I'm just wondering, do they need to, or should they just ignore all of these anniversaries? And I wanted to get your opinion on it, and then we'll talk about what we think.
All right. Well, let's see here. Delving into this topic, I will say, if it's a big birthday date that people would celebrate,
okay,
I think they should absolutely reference it.
Okay.
I don't know if it necessarily requires a year-long celebration
Okay.
like they did for the Tencennial.
Right.
I mean, that was a year-long.
Yeah.
It was probably one of those 18 months we're giving a car away every day, I think is what they were doing.
Something like that, yeah. Right.
Like every 10 seconds. Maybe that was the 15th. They were giving something away every 15 seconds. It was crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, I would think 40th, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, anybody turns 40, they always want to do something, whether it's go somewhere,
right.
have a party, have friends over.
Right.
Now, if it's your 42nd birthday, your 37th birthday, I don't know, maybe just a quick mention somewhere, but, those are birthdays you just don't usually worry about too much.
True.
As far as anniversaries for attractions, rides. What are your thoughts? You look like you're
I'm struggling
torn on this one.
I'm struggling with this, and because I love what they're doing out at Disneyland with the 60th. I really do. It's beautiful. The castle's beautiful with the diamond. It's a diamond celebration and all of that. But does it, my big question, and I'm struggling with this myself, does it date the parks or the rides in giving away their age so that young people look at it and go, wow, that thing's really old. I don't necessarily want to go to an old park.
Interesting thought.
Because we as Disney fans look at it as just a celebration of the longevity of the company and the longevity of maybe a certain ride. But those that are just casual Disney visitors, are they going to look at it as, wow, we're going to that old park that thing's been there for 50 years?
Okay, so you want to kind of drop the number thing altogether, make it seem like it's not but your line of thinking is you want to seem like cutting edge, like it's on the brink of technology all the time, constantly being updated.
Correct. That was something that Walt had kind of always wanted, that everything was always... Now, granted, all of these things, all the parks are constantly being renovated and refurbed, and as well as the rides. But does it put an old feel to it?
I want to say no.
Okay.
I'm kind of torn with you as well, but I think you're celebrating... Let's see. Celebrating the wonderfulness. Did I use a good term there?
Okay, then we'll use
parks.
that. Yeah.
Been around a while, long, established, constantly growing. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
All right. But okay. I'm struggling with this too.
I understand.
Until I started writing these down. Are you ready for this?
We're
going to go on a little bit of a timeline, and we're just going to go Walt Disney World because the show would be way too long if we did Disneyland as well. Here's the timeline for Walt Disney World. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
This year, 2016, Walt Disney World turns 45 years old.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride, 43 years old. Now, compare Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride, to the movies that are young and fresh and fun. Does that make the ride seem really old? River Country. Oh, wait. That's not.
Wow.
That would have been 40 years old this year. This one's going to shock you. Captain EO.
Yes.
30 years old.
I'm not shocked by that one.
Okay, that one took my breath away a little bit.
Did it really?
To be honest with you.
All right.
Captain EO, 30 years old. And quite frankly, looks 30 years old when you see it. I know you don't go that
It's
route.
still fantastic.
It looks 30 years old.
Do you watch The Godfather? Do you watch any of these old movies?
I do. I love old movies. Absolutely love old movies.
A little movie called Star Wars.
I love Star Wars.
Right, exactly.
But come on. You're comparing Captain EO to Star Wars
I'm saying you can appreciate it for the time when it was made.
Again, what about the youngsters coming in? That's why Disney re-releases these movies every 7 years. And usually with whatever the new technology is to digitally enhance them, to make them look nice.
I'm impressed you got the word enhance.
I know, I was... me too. How about this one? This year, Expedition Everest turns 10 years old.
I know. That's crazy.
10 years old.
Crazy. Just seems like yesterday people were praising it for having the best queue ever.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Now we jump ahead to next year, 2017. Epcot turns 35. Again, Epcot's supposed to be cutting edge and always in the forefront of the new technologies that are coming out. Do we want to mention the fact that the park itself is over 30 years old?
Well, it was supposed to be. It's kind of gotten away from the cutting edge.
Well,
unfortunately.
We got a brand new Norway. We've reinvented Norway, for goodness sake.
Yeah, well, Norway's not in what they call future world.
Well, true.
But, yes. I concur.
Nemo's cutting edge. He's new.
He's new? He's new and fresh?
He's going to have where he's going to.
He's going to have Dory cutting edge.
When Dory goes in there.
She's going to fillet him right up.
Oh, wow. Wow. In 2 years, 2018, Disney's Animal Kingdom turns 20. 20 years that park has been running.
See, 20 is a celebration. 20, you have to have some kind of reference. 35, it's 35's 35.
Do you anticipate a celebration for Disney's Animal Kingdom for 20 years?
You said that's next year?
2018.
2018.
2 years.
That's a couple years away, so that could very well coincide with the opening of Avatar Land.
Absolutely, yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Absolutely. I will say this. This is what I do want to see, because this would be a great thing to do, I think, for Disney. In 2018, Figment Journey into Imagination turns 35.
Exactly. And it should have turned 35 being the original ride.
I'm hoping that they use that as an excuse to really refurb that ride.
I could not agree more.
That would be a good thing to do. They're going to be almost done with all the rest of the stuff. Let's work on.
Send the crews over.
Right. There's going to be a lot of guys. The painters are going to pretty much be done.
Exactly.
So send them over to Figment.
What do you think about this rumor of the ImageWorks becoming a DVC lounge? You know, the upstairs area which you can't get to.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
We just did the DVC show, and a lot of people were asking, we should have some more perks.
I absolutely agree with that. I really believe that the DVC folks need to be taken care of. They
absolutely
purchased a piece of Disney, and one of the things we're going to talk about on a future DVC roundtable is the actual expense of DVC. Right. Because there are maintenance fees throughout the year that you have to pay.
Have to talk some numbers.
So
I don't have any problem with the lounge. I also would have liked to have seen maybe some kind of really nice restaurant up there.
Right.
I think that would have been a fantastic space for that. But I'm sorry, off this tangent, back on track.
2019, 2 years or 3 years from now. This one surprised me too.
Okay.
Disney's Hollywood Studios turns 30.
Wow.
Now that I can see a huge celebration over there, because that's going to be right around the time that Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land is going to be fully open.
The way things are looking, that's going to be the number 2 park in Orlando.
Wow.
Number 2.
And also Typhoon Lagoon turns 30 years. Wow. They don't put the same time as the studios.
That seems so fresh to me. Just because the first time we only went was 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, yeah, that's why.
I don't frolic very often in the water.
These are over 20 years old. Are you ready for this? These are over 20 years old. Tower of Terror and Blizzard Beach. Among so many others, but those things really stood out to me.
Okay.
Tower of Terror and Blizzard Beach. So I guess when you look at the age of some of these things, do we really want to shine a spotlight on how old they are? Or let me ask you this, because this was my idea of how Disney should celebrate. I loved that Year of a Million Dreams. And everybody is celebrating something instead of specifically celebrating an age of a park or a ride. Get back to those promotions where we all celebrate something. What are you celebrating?
Right.
I love that promotion.
That was an awesome one also.
And I think that that would be a good way for Disney to I don't necessarily know they need to show the age of the rides. Maybe have a commemorative pin of some sort for the park or the ride or whatever that they might be celebrating that year.
Okay.
I don't know. I struggle with, I go back and forth as to whether they should actually show the age of some of these attractions and parks.
Well, perhaps they won't necessarily promote that it's Epcot's 35th anniversary, 40th anniversary, whatever it is. Although I'll bet you if you were to look, you could probably end up finding some commemorative T-shirts for sale.
Well, true.
So why not? Yeah. Might not be an open media frenzy of come see us, we're 40 years old.
Right.
For those that are in the know and enjoy celebrating those kind of things, there'll probably be a nice selection of merchandise. Hopefully, you could.
Right. So okay. So, but do you put the age on it? Do you say in your promotional stuff? With Epcot celebrating 35 years, we've got the special Epcot merchandise that you can buy. That kind of takes you back to the original, maybe that kind of stuff, without putting the actual year.
I don't think you need to promote it that way, but I think people will be looking for it. People in the know. You and me, we might go to the park going, I want some of this. With the internet, people are going to know what's there.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to hide these numbers anymore. You can't just brush things under the rug in today's day and age.
Well, that's true, too.
You can try.
That's true,
so
too.
You almost have to embrace it.
Then you look like you're brushing it under the rug to make it,
Although, I looked it up. Do you know how long Cedar Point has been around? Not that you can necessarily compare the two.
608 years.
1870 was the first part of Cedar Point opened up. The first mega roller coaster was built in 1870.
Ooh.
With Canadian lumber. No, I'm kidding.
Some of those driftwood. I think it was all driftwood. Some of those rides, I don't know. They might be falling apart. No.
Not at all. Not at all. Hey, there's that new one over there. It just looks fantastic and scary, and I probably won't go on that one.
They're well maintained.
That big 90-degree drop.
Yeah, I guess.
That's straight down for you and me.
Yeah.
Is that the Val Raven? I don't even know.
I'm starting to get too old for those things. I don't know. We're not going to talk about our age either.
I pee a little just looking at the rides. Sorry, I have to take that one out.
A little too much information. So I don't know. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Let us know. Let us know what you guys think of Disney putting the date, the age of these rides on. I'm concerned that it starts to make the park seem uncool to some kids.
Okay.
That they're maybe like, I don't want to go to that old park.
I want to lean no. I don't think so. I think it's still the park everybody strives to get to.
Okay.
Everyone strives to go to Disney World. That's kind of almost the American dream.
It is. Yeah, it is. That's a good point.
On a similar topic, let's talk about the Walt Disney World, or the theme parks in general, even including Disneyland, are not a museum.
They're not a museum?
You know how they say every time they close something down, they want to open up something else. They go, well, Walt always said he never wanted it to be a museum.
Absolutely.
I almost disagree anymore. You've been around for 40 years, Disney World, 60 years, Disneyland. You want to have some shared experiences with your kids, grandkids.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, some things I just think need to stay.
Yeah.
You can't tear out It's a Small World at some point to throw in a deep dive coaster. Because we don't want the place to be. It's kind of like we use it as an excuse when we want to change something.
Right.
And then other times, they'll celebrate, the fact that these things have been here for 40 years, 30 years.
That's a good point.
Or we go back. Tiki Room, we moved ahead a while because we had to keep the shows changing. When there was that mysterious fire, wink, wink, nod, nod, they went back to the original almost verbatim.
They did.
So,
yeah. I agree with you. Maybe that's the best point out of all of this is we want to have those shared experiences, do the things that we did when we were kids with our kids. Right. I know that's part of the reason I take my kids back there, so that I can relive some of that magic that I had when I was a kid.
Oh, right.
So, good point.
Still, Carousel Progress, well, it needs a couple updates. The core of the ride, what the ride is doing, is fantastic.
Right. All right. You've changed my mind.
Sorry, did I get belligerent there at the end?
No, you changed my mind. No, I'm. See, this is why we have these conversations.
Why not record it when we have these conversations?
That was brilliant.
Brilliant.
Are we recording?
I forgot to hit record again. That's entirely possible.
You have completely changed my mind.
Just with that, wow.
I think that we need to embrace the past while still moving forward. Yeah, I think you're right. I think when Walt was saying that, he didn't want to just be stuck with the same technology. With the technology today, we can change so many things, but yet still keep them the same.
Oh yeah, keep the original drive behind it, or the original motivation, the feelings he wanted you to have.
Right.
And if you can do that with a little better technology, upgrade your audio animatronics, upgrade projection systems.
Absolutely.
Ride vehicles.
Small World's a great example of that. They painted it. They gave it a fresh look. Kept the song.
Yeah.
Everything's digital now. The animatronics are so much better. Same thing with Tiki Room. Good point. Same thing with Haunted Mansion. They did add a few things.
Right, absolutely.
Keep it fresh, but you still have in essence, the same ride.
Right, you don't want to go through changing any of people's favorite scenes. You don't want to change the ballroom scene.
Right.
Unless you actually make it better. Not that it's bad, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like we said, if you can improve it for the better, go for it. But keep it there.
I like it.
I'm glad
I like it. You changed my mind. So yes, I think we should embrace the history. It as long as it's done right, which Disney does do it right.
Yeah.
It will almost be like, come back to your childhood. That would be a great slogan for a new ad campaign.
Good Lord, that's a year-long, 18-month campaign right there.
Come back to your childhood.
At tomorrow's prices.
At tomorrow's prices. Just bring a credit card.
That's right. You might want to bring a couple.
And once again, Looper Nation, Tim Scott, the genius that he is.
Oh, my goodness.
He's got that ego. I gotta do this. It's in my contract.
Huge.
The genius that he is.
Huge ego. Keep going.
Has come up with the answer once again, which is why I ask you these questions.
Wow, I wasn't even trying.
I don't ask you a lot, but
it's a smart move on your part.
All right, so we're going to embrace the past while paying future prices. All right, I like that. Tim, that is all I've got.
Bob, thanks. That was an excellent topic. Who thought we could stretch that out for almost 20 minutes? I'm Tim Scott. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me at the website, ResortLoop.com.
I'm ResortLoop Bob on Twitter and Instagram. Like us over on Facebook. That really helps us out. We're so close to 1,000.
We're getting there close, yes.
We're getting real close.
Tell your friends, too.
Rate us on iTunes.
Yes.
We're getting very close to 100 ratings over on iTunes. We'd love those. And don't forget my Diz Match. And where else can they listen, Tim?
You can always find us on the Stitcher. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been Pregnant Pause, the gateway to the magic.
It's not a pregnant pause if you say pregnant pause.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of funny, though.
See you, everybody.
Don't make that noise to me. You just huffed. You exhaled. You sighed.
There was a sigh.
I heard your eyes roll.
You did.
I did.
I'm old. There's dust in there.